All right, joining us now, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is with us. Governor, great to see you. How are you? Did you have fun out there tonight?
I did have fun. It was great.
One thing that stood out in my mind is what a difference between the policies of Joe Biden and everybody on that stage. One thing you had in common. There were a couple of things that you did in this debate that really interested me. Is you kind of went against some of the party's main positions. On the issue of abortion, well, first of all, you said women, if you want something done, so you really don't trust men to do the job. Is that true? I'm kidding.
No.
That's a joke. That was a famous Margaret Thatcher quote. That was well said. But on the issue of abortion, I think from a political sense, I find myself in agreement with you. I look at the state of Pennsylvania, and Mastriano lost by, nearly 16 points. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the mother's life. And that was political death for everyone, top down from that ticket as a result of that. It's an untenable political position. I support a pro-life organization that gives expecting moms free 4D ultrasounds. And I just bought some ultrasound machines for them because I believe in it. However, it's a hard issue to me. And when it gets in the realm of politics, it is problematic for Republicans if they're going to be very rigid.
And I am unapologetically pro-life. And I told about the story of my husband, and I told about the story of my children. I want to save as many babies as we can. And I want to support as many moms as we can. But I don't judge women who are pro-choice any more than I want them to judge me for being pro-life. So let's figure out how we're going to support as many babies as we can. I love that it's back in the hands of the people. That's where it should be. We want that to continue to happen. But when it comes to a federal bill, I think there is a place for that. But we've got to do it where we understand it takes 60 Senate votes and a House majority. So let's stop demonizing the issue and let's humanize the issue, because it is personal for every woman and every man. And we have to start talking about it that way.
All right, so Donald Trump was not there, and I would think as a candidate, maybe you think, okay, it's an opportunity. He does take up a lot of oxygen in the room. Everybody knows that. And he commands that. And obviously, he was the president. You were the only person that I heard, well, Chris Christie and Asa don't count because that seems to be their entire platform to me. But you said you don't think the party can win with him. You think Joe Biden, in his current cognitive state, can beat him?
I mean, how sad is that? But I'll tell you, first
do you really believe that, though?
Well, what I do believe is you're going to have Donald Trump's going to spend more time in a courtroom next year, not through anything outside of their weaponizing government against him, but he's going to spend more time in a courtroom than he is campaigning. I served with him. I was proud to serve with him. I agree with him on most issues, and he is my friend. But the reality is we cannot afford Joe Biden.
But John Durham's report said Operation Crossfire Hurricane never should have been open. He also said that not one thing in the Steele dossier could be proved. That was 3 years of his presidency.
I agree with all of that.
Okay, how much of the charges against him do you believe are political, that it's persecution, not prosecution, and it is abuse of power and a weaponization of our Justice Department?
It's all political. It's all weaponization, all of that. But the fact remains, he's got 5 court cases next year. He's going to start the first one in the early part of January. He's got another one in March.
Doesn't that worry you? If they can do that to one, they can do it to all?
It is why we have to win, because we have to make sure that this weaponization stops. It's why we have to clean the Department of Justice. It's why we have to clean house in both our intelligence agencies. It's why this matters. We will use Donald Trump as the reason we've got to clean up Washington. But you can't clean up Washington if Donald Trump is fighting issues of the past. We need a young, generational conservative that's going to go and clean up what they've done to Donald Trump, but also carry our country forward.
Governor, always great to see you. We appreciate you coming by.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.